Hey bunnies, it's your girl Usagi here, back at it again with another video. Today, we are going to be doing a general reading for Taurus. Yes, Taurus, welcome to the space. This is a new little thing I'm doing. I'm just surprising my signs with their readings. And Taurus, I thought about you first and foremost, and I just knew I had to come and just get at you with a beautiful little general reading just for you. So this is a general reading. So whatever resonates for you, please take it with you. If it does not, leave it with someone else. And if you don't like what you hear, you can just always listen to a different reader. There's gonna be more information about me down in the description. Let's just get into it. I'll give you the rest of the bit some other time. So we're gonna be using the Light Seers Tarot today. Okay, and the Illuminated Tarot deck. One of my first tarot decks, actually. Actually, my first tarot deck. I'm like one of. It's my first ever tarot deck. So I actually use that one as the base, and then use this to clarify. And then we'll get into your oracles a little later. So we're going to be looking into your career. We're going to be looking into your money, into your love, and any random advice Spirit may have for you. So thank you so much, Ancestors and Spirit Guides, for this reading for Taurus. You are amazing, you are wonderful, you are beautiful, you are blessed. We can just get a read on Taurus and where they are on their career path. Oh. There's Taurus when it comes to their money. Side note, this is for Taurus Sun. This is for Taurus Sun, Moon, Rising, and Mars. So if you have Mars in your placement, or well, if you have Taurus in any of those placements, then this reading will most likely resonate for you. Can we get one for love for Taurus? And then we're going to get a random piece of advice that Taurus just really needs to hear right now. What is it that Taurus really needs to hear right now? Okay. So I feel like you're going through a time of death and rebirth, Taurus. In other words, there are some things that are ending for you, and there are some things that are coming, that are going to be rebirthed for you due to your good karma, is what I want to say. Because when it comes to your career, we have Six of Pentacles. So it seems like you're in a good position when it comes to where you work. You're loved, you're respected, there's a good amount of give and take. However, part of me feels like you're not entirely happy being there anymore. Maybe the spark has dried up in this workspace, so you're not feeling as attached to the work as you were before. But the money is good. Hence where we have the Empress, because the money puts you in a place where you can provide for people, provide for the people that you love, your family, your friends. I feel like you may work with kids, like some people watching may be teachers. Maybe we have some doctors, some healers in the room, who specialize in catering to people. But like I said, there's just some type of dissatisfaction that's still sitting there. Not to mention, I feel like some of this wealth and abundance and beauty that comes with you, Taurus, may have allowed in someone or some people who have wronged you. And one of these people might be connected to your love life. Might be. Because there seems to be, with the Six of Swords in reverse, someone that you have not been able to move on from. And maybe you're sticking with the situation because you might feel like there's hope in, there might still be some hope left in it. We can dig deeper, and we are, to see why this is here, what may be holding you back, if there's a chance, if it's worth the wait. But this is definitely someone or something. Well, I'll say someone because it's your love life. Someone that you're unable to really move on from. And it's because you see that there might be some growth in the future if you allow space for this person to continuously be in your life. Now, the Ten of Swords is where I saw the Empress when it comes to your money, which is why I feel like there may have been someone that snuck into the fray that may have disrupted the flow of the Empress, may have done a little backstabbing, maybe some talking behind your back. Maybe there may have been some theft for some people, where someone may have stolen from you, betrayed your trust in some way. But Spirit is telling me that there is definitely some type of healing energy. Maybe all the energy that you've been pouring into everyone else, you might have to take some time out for yourself with this Eight of Cups as the bottom deck, ending here in your advice. Yeah, where you pamper yourself, you get some things that you want, you take a step back from your responsibilities, and if you are going to make any decisions right now based off of what has happened to you, and how you feel, Taurus, then make them with caution. Because anything moving forward, without a real concrete plan, will cause you trouble in the long run. And I feel like this will have to do with money. So if you don't have a concrete plan when it comes to your future, like say if you do want to move on from this, and you don't know where to go, then it might be time to do some research as to what you can do next that will push you in the direction that you want to be in. Maybe waking up an old passion. And it can also be if you feel vindictive towards anyone that may have wronged you in the past, if it's this person or something else concerning money or just life in general. Is it smart to move forward with any plans of vindication, of getting your lick back, basically? What are the repercussions of what you're about to do? Because something tells me without a clear, concrete plan, you're not going to get the good karma that you want moving forward. So yeah, let's move on, Taurus. We're going to clarify, see why all these cards are here. But we're going to go piece by piece so that way it's not too overwhelming. These cards always have a way of connecting, which is why I read it that way. So we're going to look at your career first. Some of you might be like, oh my god, that love card. But don't worry, we're going to get there. Okay. So, Six of Pentacles. What does Six of Pentacles mean for Taurus's career? What does that mean for Taurus's career? Okay. So, just so I can get this thought out, this is a beautiful starting place where you are in your career. It was great. It was a great place to make some good work relationships, make some good references, pour some love and some light into something that maybe you were planning to work with for a while, or maybe something you didn't even know you wanted to get into. So you ended up growing some really important skills when it comes to this job. However, something tells me that this is just not where the money is at for real. Like, of course you can get by on this, but you want more. And if you don't want more, then let me just tell you there's more out there, and this is just not the end all be all when it comes to making money and being stable in a well-written career. So if you feel unsatisfied, good. It might be time to move forward. Not to mention, there might have been some type of disruption in this job where there was maybe a bridge burned, and you might have someone that might not have the best interest, for you in that workplace anymore. So you might definitely want to find a better space to be in, one where you can just feel more comfortable, and one where you're your value is better recognized, like you're being paid more for your worth. What else here now? What we need to hold on to, we can let go of when it comes to yeah. If there's been like another opportunity for you, maybe something that's very connected to what you really want to do, then I feel like you need to take on to that opportunity, because something's telling me that this career path that you're on is either about to reach an end, or you're gonna come to a point where you're like, all right, I'm done. Like, I'm gonna find somewhere else to be, and that's that. And where I'm gonna find is gonna be somewhere where it's more stable, a more healthy work environment, and more money. You know what I mean? I just feel like this job just needs to be released. I feel like it's just time to move on. But just make sure that you have a concrete plan, something to move forward to first. You don't want to move too fast, because with judgment in reverse, something's telling me if you release things too soon, you're going to end up messing up a foundation that you're trying to build. Like I said, you have some really cool connections here. So you don't want to just be like, fuck this, I quit, out of nowhere. You want to make sure that everything's wrapped up tightly in a nice little bow, and the only one that has beef with you is the person that you're leaving behind. Fuck them. You don't even need them, type shit. So, any advice concerning, this for Taurus? Okay, yeah, so don't let your ego get in the way when it comes to this, Taurus. I feel like whatever's going on in this job, you have the upper hand. So this person that may be getting under your skin, that might even be pushing you to leave your career and move on to something better, even if they decide to make a move, this is just a test of the universe to see how mature you can be in a situation and stand your ground, because this person wouldn't be challenging you or trying to push you away if you weren't such a high figure in this position in the first place. You feel me? So you need to just stand in your own and not let them get the better of you, because I feel like this person's going to try and push your buttons and make you make the worst decision, basically, make you show your ass, so they can be like, well, I told you that Taurus has this temper, that Taurus acts like this, I told you about this. You feel me? They're going to use that against you. So you need to make sure that this person does not get the upper hand by utilizing your temper against you. See why I did Taurus Mars? You feel me? Because the Emperor is the card of Mars. This man is sitting on Mars. So this person's really going to try to push your buttons, my dearest Taurus. So do not let them push you away. Hold your own. You have so much potential in this job. Keep your references good. I'm pushing this because I feel like it's a big message from Spirit, because when I ask for advice, Spirit flicked that card at my chest. So please, Taurus, you got this. The Empress is also your card, Taurus. So handle the situation with beauty, with grace, with honor. Show them that, yeah, you're irritating me, but I'm so good at drawing my boundaries and seeing things for what it is, seeing you for the fool that you are, that I don't need to react. I just need to respond. You feel me? So let's go to the Empress when it comes to your money. What is the Empress saying to Taurus? What do we need to hold on to? What do we need to let go of when it comes to our money for Taurus? Something's telling me that yes, Taurus, you're big ballin', you got that money, but you spend it a little too much. You spend it a little too much. We need to get better at budgeting and work harder at saving our money. Maybe even work harder at healthy eating. If you were to cut out some of the junk food that you consume, Taurus, you would save so much money. And it would help. It would help. At the end of the day, Taurus, you can't afford to just jump out of this job or because someone's pissing you off, right? You need to make sure you have a good footing, so that way you can do the things that you have to do. You don't want to scorn yourself. If you already left this career in order because of all of what happened, which means I'm too late to the party, Taurus, then you definitely need to swallow your pride and look for something that will benefit you money wise, but also skill wise, so you can rebuild those connections if you lost them, right? I want me to hold on to and let go of with this Empress card. does Taurus need to do to put aside the ego? Oh, shit. No, I said oh shit, Taurus, because I dropped all my cards. Not all, but just a good amount. So don't worry, I'm not oh shitting your reading. But, what do we need to do to turn this Justice card around? Taurus. Maybe I'm asking the wrong question. Because this Justice card is speaking again to your ego, my dearest Taurus. Like I said, you want to definitely watch yourself when it comes to your business and how you respond to a situation. You don't want anyone to push your buttons and put you in the wrong situation and make you seem like you're over the top, you're just angry, you don't know how to control yourself. Like, these are things you really need to be aware of. So how can Taurus be more aware of these things? How can they be more in control of themselves? What advice do you have for Spirit? What advice do you have, Spirit, for Taurus when it comes to this? What do we need to hold on to? What do we need to let go of when it comes to this Empress card? That was the question. It's a couple. Okay. So, Taurus, I feel like it's just that you have a lot of pride. And you don't like when people try to embarrass you or talk bad on you. Or put you in a place where all of a sudden you're being accused of things that you know aren't really you, you know? But that's why we're saying, please, and I'm like we as in like me and your spirit guides, we're saying please do not let this person take you out your character. Because at the end of the day, Taurus, you're not fully ready to move on from this position and this job. Of course we're telling you, yes, go, move on, you know what I mean? But we want you to do so with caution. We want you to do so with a plan. But if you're working just off your emotions and situation and your fear of people thinking the wrong thing, your fear of this and that, and all your prideful thoughts, you feel me? You're going to lose sight of what's really important. And what's really important is your reputation. Okay? Your reputation in this world, in this society, that's what makes you money. And whatever job you're in right now, a good, healthy reputation is what's going to keep making you money. So make sure that if this person is trying to take you out of character, before you respond and react, you walk away. You take some time to get your thoughts together, to get your facts together, and return. You have time to do that. You don't have to handle everything right there and then. Okay, Taurus? That's why I'm going to leave that one. I honestly feel like if you try to attack everything, trying to be right then and there, it's just going to blow up out of proportion and you're not going to be able to control the situation. You're going to end up looking bad even though you were in the right. So let's look now at your love, because now I feel like we're stepping away from what's going on in your career and we're looking at your love life. So thank you so much, Spirit Guides, for this reading. So far, it's been great. If we can just get a read on Taurus and their love life. Let's actually shuffle these cards. One more time for good measure. Let's see. Can you tell us more about who this person is that Taurus is not moving on from? No. We need to hold on to. We need to let go of. We need to let go of the Six of Swords when it comes to Taurus's love life. What's stopping Taurus? Okay. Oh, I got me a very shy Taurus on my hands, but also someone who has big gates, big gates. So, my dearest Taurus, my lovely, beautiful Taurus, When it comes to the situation, this person that you cannot move on from, there's most likely potential here. But I feel like it will really start when you stop being afraid of just telling this person how you feel. Maybe you feel like once you open up to this person, you really let them in, let them know who you are, how you feel about them. Maybe you're afraid that it will solidify everything, but that's not true. Everything takes time, Taurus. This person will still need some time to make decisions of their own, think things through, decide things. Like, your thoughts cannot decide an outcome. And I feel like when it comes to the situation, you've been brooding a lot on making a decision on whether or not to move forward, take a step back, fully commit, things like this when it comes to the situation. And by yourself too. This is not something that you really talk to a lot of people about. Maybe you're embarrassed. Maybe this is someone that you've been back and forth with a lot in the past. So, you don't really know what to do. But I feel like you do need to open up to someone, if not this person, about how you really been feeling. If you need to draw boundaries, draw some boundaries. If you need to tell them how much you love them, tell them how much you love them, tell them how much you care. Just let them know, if they're the type of person to walk all over you, what they can and cannot do. Maybe you need to take some time to figure out maybe what you need, but open up to at least someone so you can have those conversations about maybe what love is, what's the right way to love, is this really love, things like that. Because I feel like maybe this is your first time falling in love or feeling so strongly about someone and very attracted to someone as well. So you don't really know what to do with all of it, and sometimes it gets out of hand because with that attraction comes some immaturity, you know. So if you are that person that also gets angry easily, Taurus, then this is why this relationship can also be a bit of a tumbleweed, going around and around in circles in the same exact ways. So I feel like maybe with the situation, my advice is to maybe take a step back, you know. Caring and loving people doesn't always have to be so monetary. Sometimes it's just about giving some thought into the situation, how other people might be feeling because you said or because you did. Taking a step back because that person said and that person did, and how that makes you feel. And if you can truly forgive that person, can I forgive that person enough for me to move on and love them normally again? These are things that you might have to ask yourself, Taurus, if, you feel stuck in this situation. So let's move on now to your 10 of Swords and see what this says for you, Taurus. So what do we need to hold on to? What do we need to let go of when it comes to this Ten of Swords? Okay. So Spirit wants to see change for you, Taurus. But the only way to see change here and to see real healing is by starting to create some of that change yourself and starting to move forward. I feel like you do need to talk to a therapist, if not a guided counselor, someone who you can tell your feelings to in a safe space that can help you understand how to move forward, when to stop, when to go, when to use caution, things like that, so you can have a better grounded spirit. Because with the Four of Pentacles, it talks about, either extremes. It talks about extremes and how much you give and take. And that can be when it comes to energy, that can be when it comes to love, nurturing. I feel like I said you're a very motherly energy, someone who gives a lot. But unless you know how to balance out that energy, you're going to end up dispersing too much. And or when you get mad, you end up taking it all back, and that will confuse people in your life. They're not going to know if you're really nice, because at the end of the day, you can be a bit of an Indian giver, with your love, and that's confusing. So that's why it's better to just draw proper boundaries so people know when to stop. People know when not to test you, and then you can just cut them off versus really trying to fight them down and fight for your own honor. Because what the fuck are you doing that for? You know you're special. You know you're beautiful. You know you're powerful. You know that you have these skills and these things, but then you're gonna waste your time embarrassing yourself arguing with people who just want to bring you down. You understand? Sorry if I'm being rough. But I just kind of type reader I am. I believe in you. So I don't want you to waste your time, Taurus. I really don't. You're the kind of person that has so many brilliant ideas and things you want to bring to the table. So all the more reason why, Taurus, you need to talk it out. You need to talk it out with someone. And I think a therapist will do. And if not a therapist, then yeah, no, get a therapist. If you go to school still, you can get someone as a guidance counselor. Maybe even just see if there's someone, maybe if you work at a school or like at a hospital, I'm sure they have people that are there. Not saying that they can treat you, but they can at least point you in the right direction because they might have those connections. So believe in people. Believe that not only are you a healer, but there are other healers out there that can also help you. Okay? We're gonna get into your oracle. Let's decide what we're gonna use. Okay, so I'm thinking we should go with the Star Codes Astro. This will probably help you out with everything that's going on, Taurus. Sorry, the music stopped. Okay. Thank you so much, Ancestors and Spirit Guides, for all the character for Taurus and I. Thank you so much for joining the space. We are almost done with this reading. If you can just close us out for Taurus. Any last notes for Taurus? Anything that they need to hear before we go? Let's get one more card for Taurus. Thank you. Okay, so expect powerful change, Taurus, because we have, well, I kind of ignored the 0, but we have 555 here for your angel numbers. So expect change, but also expect conflict, because you're going to have some very important conversations, but you also need to understand your own triggers and where they come from, because something tells me, Taurus, that whoever raised you must be just as hard as you, must be just as tough as you, must know how to provide, but also kind of, is they're the format for your temper. And we need to redesign that format. So like I said, when we step into this situation where we need to talk to people and have this moment of confrontation, we're not losing our heads. Because something tells me you're going to need to buddy up with people, in order to have some very important conversations. And not to mention, these people have messages for you. So understand that we are all mirrors of each other. So if you're dealing with anyone, whether it's good or bad, they have a little bit of you within them. So there's some type of lesson here when it comes to the situation. Whether it's not to trust that person again, whether it's to stop acting a certain way for yourself, whether it's just like don't get people let people get out of your character. Whatever message resonates for you will come to you when the moment arises, right? So I'm gonna read from the book as I do, because the only reason why I buy these tarot cards and tarot decks is because, or oracle decks, is because the books are so good. Tell me everything I know. So let's go through that so we can, get a better idea of what to do next. So we're gonna let's start with 38. even though I was already there at 30, I want to go in order. Might as well, right? So we have a mumkulai root access. Look to the roots and to your root chakra. Think about what makes you feel at home and secure. What creates sanctuary for you. Investigate the foundations and become conscious of the traditions and assumptions that underlie the situation. Lean into habits that help you feel secure and grounded. If you enjoyed your childhood, family traditions can help you feel safe and strong in a storm. If you grew up in chaos, you may crave the opposite and so create your own quiet sanctuary. If you grew up around arguments, arguing with people at home may seem normal to you, but that may not be the case for housemates or for your housemates. So you may need to learn to present your points in a more transformative, less combative way. The IC also speaks of deeper roots, the spiritual, religious, or philosophical underpinnings of your early life. Just as a fish doesn't notice the water it swims in, it can be hard to see the spiritual assumptions you swam within as a child. These philosophical underpinnings could give you a deep connection to spirit or leave you feeling restricted or judged. Whether they imbued you with unconscious habits or were that from which you rebelled until you examine those deep roots that will define your foundational paradigm. Challenge. Unconscious patterns from your personal history may underlie the situation and need excavation. Gift. Build roots of your own. Feel your spine extend like a deep taproot of a tree into the ground. Feel the strength of the earth pulsing up through you, holding you strong through your any storm. So the other thing I want to just let you know, Taurus, because basically this card was basically telling you, like, what I said earlier about understanding where this may come from. Seeing that the Emperor and the Empress is out, I feel like a lot of this you might have absorbed from but mainly since the Emperor's in reverse, I'll say you might have gotten this from your father's side, or your father. That's just an assumption, of course. Either that or your mother had very high masculine energy, hence why you have this energy. But what I want to say is do not assume a thing in the situation. Even though, yes, I did say, oh, there's somebody sneaky deaky over here talking message to the. That's not really important. They have their own motives, they have their own lives, their own lessons to learn, but it's not your job to judge them. It's not your job to make assumptions based off of their skin color, their race, what they eat, what they look like. You need to take a lot of the critical, egotistical judging out of it. See where your own background may have you looking at a person a type of way and judging them off rip based off of those things, and then move objectively, because we need to bring facts into the situation if there becomes a confrontation, not our feelings. Facts. Mind you, we can talk from our feelings as long as it's about the facts. So that way we're getting things out, but we're also calling people out for their actual bullshit and not just for what we think about them or how we feel about them, what we were taught to feel about them, things like that. So let's move on to 41, which is communication. So check the lines of communication in your thinking process. First, repair any actual technical glitches, loose wires, computer or phone problems. Then take this metaphor a step further and look at how your messages are sent and received. Make sure you understand what was intended in a letter or email you received. Ask other people what they heard you say in an exchange. When in doubt, ask for more information and repair any miscommunication. Then take this metaphor in-house and look within. Notice the quality of your thinking. Repair glitches, stretch your mental muscles, and improve the quality of your communications. You may need to learn new ways to express yourself so others hear your true intentions. Think about how you learned to communicate growing up through your relationships with siblings or sibling-like friends, your early school experiences. Investigate how those early relationships formed mental habits that affect the present moment. You may need to get out of your head and get a fresh perspective. Observe and test your assumptions. Check for confirmation bias, the tendency to believe anything that supports your opinions and reject new information that challenges your worldview. Read a spiritual text or ponder a metaphysical concept and let it stretch your mind. Check in with siblings and sibling-like friends. Look for any shadow of rivalry and see if you can switch it to mutual encouragement where all win. It's up to you to reframe this dynamic. Challenge. Chatter is not the same as communication. Sibling or sibling-like rivalry can challenge you to grow in small doses, but don't let it distract you from your self-direction. Stay on target. Gift. We are all siblings in the eye of spirit. Let that sink in. right? So, especially if you're a very religious person, all of us are children of God. If we're all children of God or children of spirit, that means we're all technically related, all siblings, all brothers and sisters in this beautiful world. And I feel like, I'm not saying that you are in a predicament or in a space, or all of you Taurus are in this big predicament or a space where you can communicate with the person at the center of this issue and come to an understanding. But if there are multiple people involved, you at least want to look like the person that knows how to have a conversation, right? So, like I said, any confirmation bias that might put you in a place where you're judging and reconforming to these root problems that will put you in your ego need to be diminished. Maybe if this person is someone completely different from you and who you know and what you're used to, ask around about who this person is, or even the kind of environment this person might have grown up in. Doesn't mean you have to understand their backstory, but at least knowing, okay, well, say if it's a white person, I'm just making things up. Is it as a white person? What kind of white person? Are they Russian? Are they from Spain? Are they Italian? Because those things matter. You feel me? Are they American? Because that will let you know a little bit more about their own mannerisms and how they look at people and how they take certain disrespect and this, that, and the third. You know, this will help you understand people. Understanding people makes for better communication. So I'm gonna leave that there. Let's go to 54. I'm gonna go to 50 actually for 12th house introspection. You only have 2 more cards and then we're done. So, introspect. This situation is complex, so learn what's going on behind the scenes before you act. Look for private motives, hidden enemies, and surprise angels. Take time alone to develop an idea or listen within. The 12th house speaks of both who you are when no one's looking and the fact that your fate is inextricably linked to every other sentient being. Hence the mirror conversation, or the mirror thing I said earlier about how we all mirror each other. Work with this metaphor. We are all cells in the body of the divine. It's essential that you take care of yourself, your individual cell, and honor who you are. But you also must acknowledge that you work within an organism, your family and culture, which operates within the body of all creation. If you just take care of yourself and discard the rest, you become a cancer that brings illness to that great body. If you deny your individuality, you can't do what you were born to do. Both realities are clear and true. You do exist independently and you are part of the collective. It's just a perspective shift. It's impractical to get lost in oneness, whether it's spiritual bliss or over identification with your group, and neglect your individual health. But it can be spiritually painful to feel stuck in the isolated single cell mindset. Spiritual practice can help you find a healthy midpoint between a disconnected, lonely state and a state of connection to one another, to a cause, or to the divine. Grounding helps you return to your personal path. It can be hard to find a healthy place between feeling subsumed by a group and dwelling in stunted isolation. The 12th house asks you to face your fears. In quiet moments of prayer, meditation, and creative bliss, feel that deep connection to the source and know you are not alone. I need a sip of water. My raspy voice is a blessing and a curse. It makes talking very difficult. Alright, we got this. So, yes, so finding balance between taking care of yourself, taking care of others, using your voice, and then stampeding over others. And I'm actually going to read 54 before I even get into this, because I feel like at the end of the day, all these cards are connected, and so be it. So square, semi-square, quincunx. I don't know if I said that right or not, but quincunx. Tension. So life is a workout. This phase needs juggling, muscle building, and careful coordination of competing needs. You may feel pulled between one path or another and pushed to make a decision, but with some fancy timing and rhythm, you may be able to do it all. Working with people who have diverse mindsets, skills, and backgrounds can be challenging, but in the long term, these collaborations prove most productive and enriching. Find points of ease, the few things everybody agrees on already, and build out from there. Honor difference and expand. Let the situation become a mandala created by the interlacing elements that at first glance may not look like they go together. These apparently clashing pieces can round each other out and create a beautiful symbol of wholeness. Take this image into your psyche and use it as a pattern of interaction. These tense aspects take work, but don't avoid it. If you take a hatching baby bird out of its egg so it doesn't have to struggle, it will build the strength needed to survive. A butterfly needs to struggle coming out of the cocoon in order to have circulation in its wings to fly. This situation builds your strengths. Get ready to fly. Challenge. This is a workout of body, mind, and spirit, and workouts can be tiring. But it's a gift because take this opportunity to build strength and learn to reconcile the conflicts within. When you resolve internal conflicts, it's easier to resolve external ones, right? So I feel like the situation is very triggering for you, Taurus, and you just need to understand why. So when you understand why, it no longer has control over you, and you can then control the situation. I feel like at the end of the day, it's just a mix of the situation must be a melting pot of different minds, cultures, skin colors, understandings, and all we need is to understand what we agree upon, what we disagree upon, and then how to come to some type of agreement. So at least we can last a little bit longer in this place. Because like I said, Taurus, you're doing great. You're great. You have all the right recommendations and qualifications to move on to another space. You're just not ready yet, because maybe this is something that you need to get a hold of. Your temper, your ego, and how you interact with other people, especially people your age. I feel like you do great with kids. When it comes to adults, you don't have the patience. It's really funny. And just don't feel like you're all alone, because in your Nine of Swords here, you know, there's definitely a little angel even spoken in here in your 12th house, an angel that will be there to help you. You're not alone. Not everyone is going to believe this person. Not everyone is going to take the side of this other person or the situation. Not everyone is going to look down upon you. Not everyone is going to reject you like how you might think with your person. You just need to get you need to open your mouth, Taurus. People know how you feel, but in a more healthy way, so you can create healthier dynamics, not only at work, but also in your love life. Because like I said, there's someone that is waiting for you, to open up, Taurus. And I don't think you should sleep on it. I think you should at least open up, see where it goes, so you don't even have to feel stuck any longer. So yes, that is your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please comment down below letting me know how I did for you. And if you want to see any more readings like these, please subscribe to my channel, hit the little bell to know when I post. Or if you want a private reading, you can always email me. I will have my email down in the description below, as well as some more information if you want to know about little old me. So yeah, as I say, let love lead the way. Ashe, ashe, ashe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.